Okay, so my name is Nancy. I am a homeschool mom to one. I have been homeschooling for 4 years, and I just graduated one child in May. So now we are we have a seventh grader. And so I wanted to do a flip through of Biblioplan's Ancient Days. When I was researching curriculums, we have used several different ones, and I was really interested in this one. I had to call the curriculum company because there are different packages that you can buy in a bundle, but there was a lot. So I decided to, try to do some research on this, and there wasn't a whole lot out there. So this is typically like a 4 year cycle, kind of similar to My Father's World. So you got your year one ancients, year two medieval, year three early modern, and year four modern. So that's it's a cycled kind of curriculum. Except I would say that when it comes to like My Father's World, it does include more like you can do the science and language arts, and it is kind of all in one package. This is just strictly like Bible and history. So this is kind of some of their sample pages. For me, we only, unfortunately, I know what's going to work for my kiddos, and we knew pretty quickly, like on day two, that this was not going to be a good fit. Though it is a beautiful curriculum, and if you do appreciate literature-based curriculum, I would compare this to my beautiful feet. But there's just a lot of reading. You could totally use this as a textbook only, but they also suggest in the family guide, which I will show, to use additional curriculums like Story of the World or Mystery or History, to continue doing that on top of the readers. So yes, you can totally craft it to however you would like, but for us, this was really labor intensive, and I don't believe that there's an audio book to kind of go along with this, which we are doing audio with this as well, and it's been great. So here's the family guide. Here's kind of a flip through how their scope and sequence is. You typically, for the Remember the Days is this big textbook. Consider the Years is an additional textbook that you would use for middle school to high schoolers. The family guide is where you're going to get all your information as far as scheduling, books that are required. They do break down the scope and sequence for all 4 years for ancients, medieval, early modern, and modern. They also give you your book list, suggested for elementary, middle school, high school, your Bible readings, your writing. So those are kind of some of those options there. And then when I did decide, like I said, I did call the company, letting them know, I have struggling learners, and I just really want to understand what's absolutely necessary. So here's also a picture of that Ancient Days, and then this is the Consider the Years for those high school, mostly high schoolers, I would say, unless you have a strong avid reader. The additional spines that they also recommend are Journey of the Bible and this Usborne link. And so when you're incorporating all these, you're picking essentially a couple. You have the Story of the World, and some other suggested, spines, Mystery or History, and Kingfisher. So I do use some of those, which is kind of helpful. So here in the teacher guide, you will see their Biblio quick pick plan suggestions, books that are available in audio, and then their literature guides that are available. So here's kind of what a typical, week. If you want to continue getting some additional readers, you can kind of mirror some of those readers for grades 3 to 5, 5 to 8. So they do break that down pretty well. And then here we kind of go week 1 through 6, kind of reiterating what they had suggested. And then the books that they do recommend, there is kind of a little description as to what the book is about, which is kind of helpful. Let's see. And then again, grades 3 to 5. Then you start going into, here's your high school readers, so you can definitely jump on that one. And then pages are kind of stuck. Then here's some additional fiction resources. So then you get into week 1. So here you got day 1, 2, 3. For us, when I initially was planning this out, I did plan a 5-day work week. But it's pretty intensive. You got your textbook, your additional readers, and then you kind of go into the other suggested textbooks that you may want to use on top of that. And then you got your actual readers for each grade here. And then optional reading ideas and resources, movies, books, audios, how it applies to hands-on activities. So every week is pretty, here's a clean week, kind of what it looks like. They're all pretty similar. There isn't much, and then you go through week 7 to 12 and it all kind of does the same thing. There really isn't much more. It's pretty repetitive and pretty simple to follow for the most part. Here is the hands-on maps that I purchased. If you know anything about Story of the World, it's much more basic. I didn't really, I thought it was just too much as far as all the different details. My son's not a drawer, or I don't expect him to be a Picasso or anything, but some of these things I just thought was just a little much. So yeah, definitely going through the Story of the World has been a better fit for him, and I'm okay with that. And they have the audio version to go along with that. Now the hands-on history, I am going to continue using this. They have amazing suggestions, and even in the future when we continue using maybe Story of the World, I will probably purchase their this book, because they do have some really good options as far as because my son is a kinesthetic hands-on learner, and so these are really cool resources here. So they just kind of give you a breakdown of the different arts and crafts that tie into each chapter. And then finally, the timeline. We did decide to keep this. This has been really cool. It's really kind of a no-brainer. So you have, here's a clean week, the time period, and then all the corresponding dates. You kind of just go back to that 800 BC and then cut and paste, and it's pretty basic. But yeah, that's about it. And I just wanted to kind of come on and if you guys are thinking about this for this current school year or maybe at a different one. This is the Ancients. Again, if you are have strong readers, avid readers, and you guys thrive on this literature-based, rigorous program, this is definitely for you. For us, this is definitely more our speed. We have appreciated this a lot. So we are definitely going to stick to this, and most likely we will stick to this for the next cycle, which is the medieval. So have a great day, guys, and like and subscribe my channel, and I hope this was a helpful video for you mamas. Alrighty, bye-bye.